make the shift into second gear. And Waters has got the inside running here. It's going to be a supreme battle to turn one. And Pye held out high and wide. Waters prevails on the run up to turn four, and he's got some margin. Then it's Pye, then it's Steve Pasquale, then Courtney Heimgartner. On the inside, it's Golding. A nice clean start in the first four corners.
And Van Gisbergen has hardly made a move. He's only been able to get one spot. But what an even start and a great run through the first chicane for Cam Waters and Scott Pye. Very nicely done. James Golding now battling with Mostert, and he's made a little mistake. Mostert's got the run on him, and this will be part of the story of the day. Can he get up there far enough before turn 8?
There's a right-of-way scenario on the run into turn 8 from 150 metres, and the car on the inside has that right-of-way, and Mostert on a cold tide glides it up to the edge of the concrete, got away with it, but only just now he bombs it down the inside, and that's +1 for Chaz.
Nice move. And he was able to cover on the way out also. So Golding wasn't able to re-attack on the way out of the hairpin. It's the two Boost Mobile Commodores in very close proximity there. A little gap on the opening lap now for Cam Waters. Feints a move, puts the nose of his Commodore down the inside of forward. Forward just wiped the left-hand mirror off on the left-hand wall. So forward in plenty of trouble there with Feeney trying to attack him. Now he's trying to crisscross, but he's actually hit him.
More to the story. So here's the reason why James Golding is bruised at the moment. So he's also wiped the wall, and that was the reason why Chaz was able to have the attack down the inside. And Jeff Slater is the engineer for car number 31 for James Golding. Now under investigation, 55 and 35. The message on race control from Motorsport Australia
to all teams, 5-second penalty to car 55, breach of turn 8 yield position instructions.
Okay, so that's what I talked about with the right-of-way situation before. So car 55 is Thomas Randall, as we watch David Reynolds. And so there's a procedure that was in the driver's briefing notes, and David comes out in front of Will Brown. It might turn out that your front bar not quite working to satisfaction gives you an advantage. So he just diagonaled it straight down there. That's been one of the things. You think about Sandown and the run into turn 1 there and how strong he's been. So check it out from the chopper.
That's a
from
great
miles out. And no resistance
tough
at all
to do.
from Todd.
When you diagonal to the apex there, it is tough to do and hard on the brakes going down the gears there.
Well, easy to lock a wheel too.
Oh, absolutely. Over the lines, everything.
Reynolds, we're just talking about his pace. Just talking about his pace a second ago, and off the road at turn 11.
So 11's proven to be
get back on your rhythm,
a little bit challenging. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, and cranked sideways on the previous corner. That's interesting. You don't see that too often, do you? Not at all. And in fact, it wasn't wall contact on the outside down there at 11. It was just clumsy. Ended up sitting it up from being sideways on the top of the curb, and then just got onto the VALO signage out there. Doing some promo work and talking up the notion of hot weather. Dick Pasquale, that was awkward. He ran very, very wide on the exit then of turn 5. What's happened here?
And well, he's missed the line. He's just straight away off that black line, and he's gone.
If you're off those tram tracks, seriously, it's worse than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Meantime, Van Gisbergen, guys, if you add sectors 1 and 2 for him on this lap, he's half a chance to snatch the fastest lap of the race. And they're on lap number 22. They'll give you a little bit of leeway. So you withdraw cautiously. What you want to do is get to the end of the race in a competitive position. That was close for Shane.
That was on the last lap.
Too close.
Yeah.
In order to protect their lead, if in fact they want to do that. As Feeney runs wide and actually nudges the wall on the exit of turn 11. So 11's proven to be something of a challenge for a few guys this weekend. So that headbutt didn't cost him too much, but still cost him.
140 litres up there. You can see the little level coming down, down, down. Now, you can put 140 in whenever you like, but the tank only holds 110. So you've got to do 2 stops. The smart play is to do a shorter stop at the end of the day. Now you can see there, at an educated guess, he's probably put in roughly about half. What you want to do is ship it out, do that timing to put him not into traffic. Let's see where he lands.
Exactly right.
Here's a news flash, guys. Oh, that was a big mistake by Waters. Has run wide and he's whacked the fence. That changes the game this afternoon, and Scott Pye is all over him. There'll be damage on that car, and Pye runs wide. They're all doing their best to throw this one away. So Waters makes a mistake. Pye makes a mistake. Was there any junk on the road for Pye? It understeered bad. Bang.
Didn't even get to the curb, Neil. And then Scott did the same thing at 13. He's wide, and he just said on the radio that it's really dirty offline. Look how wide he is.
Man.
That's a good save. That is a really good bit of car control.
We've still got 50 laps to go, but here's our race leader also chirping it on the rears, and he's run high and wide down here as well. So I wonder whether the tyres have reached a crest, or there's a temperature thing out there, maybe a bit of junk on the road, because all of a sudden guys that don't make mistakes are making them.
Yep. And the other thing too, Mostert's just done the fastest lap of the race. How much has he just gained here? Up the inside, he gives Davison one. Gives him a little rattle on the right-hand rear, bumps him wide, rounds him up, but he's done a 20.5 on the previous lap. Now Slade off. Whew. Wow, that's going fast actually through there.
That's a huge moment.
So there is a drama with the front anti-roll bar of this car. It was finding its way all the way to full soft, and Shane was resetting it. So what they're going to do with this pit stop is they're going to actually dive under the car and lock the front bar at a setting, and then won't be able to do it. So one of the reasons they went long was to buy themselves enough time so that they could, while they're putting fuel in, that they could do this change and get it done. They also said, well, Shane just keeps going faster and faster, so he might as well hang out there.
All teams, bad sportsmanship flag to car 20 for exceeding track limits.
Ooh, Scott Pye. Oh. So Scott Pye right there on screen. He's going to get the message from Richard Holway that he's also out of credit when it comes to shortcutting and exceeding track limits at turn 2. It's an awkward time in the race for him when he's got the eyes on to try and catch Cam. But, we've got a car in the wall again at turn 11, which has proven to be a dramatic location so far this weekend. And it's Jack LeBrock trying to get it out of there in reverse, and he's creating a smoke screen in the process.
Safety car.
So he's got it well buried in the VALO sign down there in the rubber, and now they're going to pit to take advantage of it. Now this changes everything. Watch for double stacking.
Crossed over in front of Waters. De Pasquale's already crossed over in front of him, and by the time Davison gets there, Waters won't be able to get out.
No, he's out.
I thought he was gone then.
Double stacking in front fourth, and he's come back and put a little bit more fuel in the next lap.
Tells us that what we see sometimes in estimate isn't what is actually happening. But on my numbers that we see here, Shane's taken 132, Waters has taken 130, and Pye's taken 138.5. He only needs a sip at the next stop, in theory.
Yeah, that's. I think you're right. Those numbers that you just rolled out there, they're right.
Yeah. So the other thing,
take all that away for a second because we've got some pretty lively action, and in goes Van Gisbergen, wheel to wheel with Mostert. So a little bump there at turn 6 between the two Holden retro liveries, celebrating the final Holden race this weekend. They bumped and went straight ahead.
I saw before, but the screen's changed already. There was one of the incidents earlier that they've decided race control was no issue. Down the inside, has a look there, Waters, and he doesn't get it done. He locks up and almost plants it into the back of Chris Pither. That allows for Scott Pye to get in the game here. They are nose to tail at turn 11. It is on. There's a long, long way to go here.
Safety car boards and
safety
flags.
car. We've got a safety car, and we rubbed the wall. Waters rubbed the wall on exit there.
Incident, turn 11, drivers.
Another incident at turn 11, I heard James Taylor in the background, our race director. So does the replay tell us what's gone down here? Who are we riding with?
Oh, that was the car in front.
Oh, Shane Van Gisbergen, I've been told. It's Van Gisbergen that's parked it up in the wall. So that's the championship leader. The second time today we've seen him in the wall. Damage on the front of that car. This changes the game. It's going to be an extra 5 litres required for this man versus this man. So they've squirted some fuel in. Pye might grab him. Do they get the Tickford car out? They do. They just get him out in front. What a great strategy play for Tickford. They watched the other car and they plugged the fuel up when it mattered. How cool.
Well done. That was very well done.
Mostert, who had his fuel delivered with a quick car, is in front. But his challenge from here, even with the safety car, he'll have to be very careful how he manages fuel to the end. I'd love to be sitting there looking at Adam's laptop at the moment to understand what they've got in terms of fuel to the end.
Oh, a dive down the inside from Waters, and he went straight ahead at turn 4.
Oh, no.
Now he's turned. Oh, no, here we go. This will be another safety car.
You're kidding me.
This
So
is
we've got
another one.
Hazelwood and Brown
Crash turn 5.
off the back of a Waters catastrophe. And this is going to be another safety car.
Helps Mostert again.
Yeah, so this is actually letting him off the hook.
Straight in.
Yeah, we saw him up in the wall at turn 4 and then down at turn 11 as well, and they've parked it in the garage. Remembering we came into this event with a massive margin. Looks pretty hard work in that car there at the moment. And Shane will be looking at the timing screens in there to see what the complexion of the race looks like. And we saw before that Mostert was able to skip away.
He did a bad job.
He was wide.
He was
did
very
a bad
wide.
job.
So Heimgartner's going to challenge him all the way down to turn 1, but he's in an awkward spot, Andre. And he pays a bit of a penalty for being out there. But look at Percat trying to capitalise on this as well. So that was an awkward mistake on a cooled-out tyre that had deflated somewhat for Mostert. And look at Heimgartner covering Percat, who in turn is covering Courtney. Then forward, then Jones, then Pye. Oh, he's run wide. Andre's run wide. They're all struggling when they go offline. This is unbelievable. So it takes the tiniest of errors to compound into a major problem out there at the moment. If you suddenly run slightly wide and rub a pickup on his tyres, he's got nothing to fight with. And look at this going down here into 9, and trouble between Pye and trouble between Forward and Scott Pye. One of the contenders is now nosed up to the wall. What an afternoon in Adelaide. Can you believe this, folks?
Oh, seriously, he couldn't script it.
This is Supercars Reality TV.
So Reynolds, Davison, Mostert, Pye over and out, Jake Kostecki, and Will Brown.
Right, he's also in strife. So 33 on our weather station in the broadcast compound, and west-southwesterly at the moment, about 20 kilometres an hour. Point being that in these last 13 laps of the race, there'll be a little bit more shadow here and there, particularly up in the East Terrace and Hutt Street areas. This is awkward. That's an awkward interlock between teammates, between Thomas Randall and Jake Kostecki. And they don't need any more damage down there at the moment. And this is even further around the same lap, and I think it's a return of serve.
I think you're right. Now, don't cross to Tim Edwards.
Who's this out here creeping around the outside? That was Macaulay Jones, the TRG Transport entry. James is not going to let him off the hook at all. He couldn't care less about the notion of a 1-2. And I reckon he's completely ignorant to the notion from Tim that it'd be just a nice thing to sit there and finish third.
That's his old team, isn't it?
He's programmed to kill.
Yeah.
That's what his job is. He wants to get that result, and he'll do what it takes. Ryan Walkinshaw closest to camera. And it is Bruce Stewart who's having heart failure alongside him. Turn 7. So he's halfway through. There's only 7 to come after that. And at the moment, his teammate is hanging on in Nick Percat. Through the treacherous turn 8 for the final time. He's ticked that box. Into the braking area now at 9. He's not demanding too much of the tyres or the brakes. Now he's got to elude the Bermuda Triangle at turn 11 and get out the other side of that one. Done.
We're good.
Here we go. Into the last couple of corners now for Chaz Mostert. And the Red Army, you're going to dig this one. Out of the final corner. And it's going to be a very special, a very emotional, a very cleverly crafted race win for Chaz Mostert and for Nick Percat, his teammate. James Courtney in third. That's a big result.
That is massive for Holden fans. For Holden fans with a tribute HRT livery to have a 1-2 at one of the biggest events on our tour.
Chaz Mostert over Nick Percat. James Courtney gets on the podium for Tickford in an emotional and wild day for those guys as well. Brodie Kostecki finishes in 4th. Slade, Winterbottom, Davison, Feeney, Heimgartner, Holdsworth, and then Reynolds just outside. Shane Van Gisbergen down there in 20th position, and Will Brown, Scott Pye, Todd Hazelwood, James Golding in varying levels of warfare this afternoon.